Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tyler from Podcast Now. This is the Quorra show. It's going to be a analysis type video. We're going to be playing. You may have already seen it. You might not have the Richard Ells presentation at the Dubai Blockchain Summit. We're going to have right now. We're going to play it when Richard Ells talks about AnyTasks, because there's a couple new things that he said in there, a couple new things and like new points that he has said in there that I want you guys to hear or rehear. Then we're going to briefly talk about, why it's kind of important or why it's a big deal. So here's that clip. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
So we're building this platform called AnyTasks. It launches into beta next month. So AnyTasks enables people to list a digital skill and sell that digital skill to people in the developed world who can pay for it with a credit card. We have this great legal process that enables someone to pay with a card, and that automatically gets converted into ETN, which is our cryptocurrency, and the remittance takes place. Our cryptocurrency remittance costs virtually nothing. It's almost free to transfer, and it works on very small micropayments. So someone can do a small digital skill for a few dollars and get paid for that job, no matter where they are in the world and no matter what state of banking they've got. Now, we've linked into our app quite a lot of mobile operators to enable people to see and feel that cryptocurrency is real. So they can top up their mobile phone with airtime and data directly from our app, directly with ETN. We've also got shops, hairdressers, we've got all sorts of people, car washes, we've got all sorts of people around the world that are now starting to accept ETN because they realize it has a value and they can pass it on to somebody else. So we are a whisker away now from having this full ecosystem. So AnyTasks pays out with ETN. So it needs to buy ETN. And where does it buy the ETN from? Buys it from the exchanges or from OTC desks that are getting it or buying it themselves from mobile operators that are selling things for ETN. So we're finally getting a cryptocurrency to do what money has done for a long time, which is this circular flow. Nobody's really done it in cryptocurrency yet, so we're excited to do this. But we've had boots on the ground in Malawi, South Africa, Brazil, Turkey. We've been out to places, and what we've realized is we need to nudge this part by giving them somewhere to actually sell their skills, but then we realized actually we need something else as well. So we've been working with these NGOs. We have another platform that's launching as well. All of these will be completely live by 2020, and we have something called Task School. This is a not-for-profit that we are creating. The idea of Task School is that we can work with the NGOs to create e-learning. So we can take someone on a journey. Initially, they might only have a smartphone. So in fact, we've been to quite a lot of villages where smartphone ownership is higher than shoe ownership. So they've got a smartphone, they've got access to the internet, they understand where they are in the world. We can take them on a journey with learning some very, very simplistic skill. That might be singing happy birthday in their particular language. It might be arranging sticks or petals into the logo with a stop frame animation of a logo of a small business for their social media feed. But we've got things that people can sell for a few dollars to the developed world, to agencies, for instance, digital agencies. And they can sell those skills in, create things, and start their earning. If they can get to the point where they can earn maybe $100, $150, they can get to have a laptop. If you can get to have a laptop, suddenly the amount of skills that you can learn and the amount of things you can do is almost endless. So we can really change people's lives with cryptocurrency. So it's not just Electroneum I'm talking about. You're all here for a blockchain summit, and cryptocurrency is going to change the world. This opportunity is absolutely enormous. The amount of money that can be generated in this sector is enormous. If you imagine, why do people buy from the task economy anyway, the gig economy as it's called sometimes? So why do people buy from it? They buy from it because it's cheaper than where they are. So largely, the existing gig economy is run by people that are banked, and mostly they're in cities around the world. If you imagine somebody can create exactly the same skill set but sell it for half the price, then the good old-fashioned greed of corporations will come in. If you could buy a logo for $150 at one place or $30 in another, you're going to buy it for $30. So I do believe we'll see this massive money flow start to come in to the developing world.
Okay, so Mr. Ells mentioned something that we've talked about here about the logos. If somebody has digital skills, I have digital skills, right? Because all the graphics and the merchandise, graphics on this channel in general, intro videos, all the logos, everything. I do that. That would be a digital skill. That's like a self-taught digital skill over the years. I happen to be banked. There's also going to be unbanked people that also have digital skills that are just as good as me, right? Or better. Or maybe not as good, but we're going to get to that in a second. That's task school comes in there. But I'm in the U.S. Let's say somebody hired me to make a logo, which has happened in the past when I used to live in New York. I made a couple different logos and different things for different businesses. So, I also did, I think I did do Fiverr, for a little bit. There was another site, I don't remember what it was, but I used to do that kind of stuff, basically like commissioned type work. I did DeviantArt. There was something else though too, more like Fiverr. But anyway, I used to do that stuff. So let's say for a logo, I'm just making it up. I charged $200 for a logo, right? It was one of the ones was a tattoo place. So they wanted a logo. So let's say it was $200, right? What if there was AnyTasks at the time? And they said, this is what I want. This is the kind of design we want. This is what we're looking for. And they see me, right, on let's say Fiverr, $200. On AnyTasks, the guy has the same skills, has the same, really good reviews like me or whatever, $35. He's just as good, just as skilled. He has, the same skills. It's going to look almost exactly the same. Do you go with the 200 or do you go with the 35? Doesn't matter whether they're banked or unbanked. They have the same skills. Quality's going to be the same. What one do you go with? You're probably going to go with the one that's cheaper in price, because it's not cheaper in quality, it's just cheaper in price. So, that's something that I've, not that example exactly, but what I've said before is about the logos. Do you go with one that's $150 or do you go with one that's $50? Same quality, cheaper price. Why wouldn't you go with the cheaper price one? You're getting the same exact high quality, just for less money. You're going to go with that one. Mr. Ells had that exact example. He said that exact kind of scenario, which was pretty cool because it's a very easy concept to get across. So I really like that. I doubt that he got it from me. It's just, like I said, it's a very easy concept. Everyone knows what a logo is. Everyone knows, $150, $50, whatever his numbers were. It's very easy to understand that, which is really good, because when you're trying to get people to understand what Electroneum's doing, what AnyTasks is, or even task school also, you want it to be very easy for them to understand. It makes sense why they're changing it to like ETN rewards over cloud mining, because not everyone understands cloud mining. More people understand what a reward is. They know what a reward is. They have had rewards in the past. Cloud, some people don't understand the cloud, and there's cloud gaming, there's everything's in the cloud now, but people don't really understand that. Mining, that sounds kind of like, well, I heard about Bitcoin mining, it's kind of scary. So ETN rewards is a lot better. So that tells me that Electroneum, Richard Ells and the team, they're very good about getting the point across in a much better now, in a way that pretty much anybody can understand. That's very good. That's very good. So that was very cool to see that. He mentioned about AnyTasks. Where does the ETN come from? Because again, so if I were to buy something from you, let's say, I buy something from you, and I pay with my debit card. I pay with the debit card, right? I type it in, but you're gonna get ETN on the other end. But there's someone in the middle who's receiving the cash basically, and they're giving out ETN. Well, they have to buy the ETN, right? How are they going to do that? We didn't really know before. Now we found out today, or not really today, but in that presentation, that they'll be buying it on exchanges. Another very good thing. I was really happy to hear that. What does that mean? The bigger AnyTasks gets, basically, the more ETN that has to be put out to the sellers, which means the more ETN that has to be purchased by whoever that is that's doing that, which means the volume will be rising for all of ETN, because a lot of ETN will have to be purchased to give it to the seller. So that's a very positive thing. I really like that. He made the point of, this is a crazy one. When he said it, I couldn't believe it, but yet at the same time, I could. It's just how the world is, I guess. That they found that, I think he was talking about unbanked, that more, I believe it was unbanked, have smartphones than they have shoes. So that's really crazy. So more people own a smartphone than they do shoes. But just like he also said, which was a great point, I was really happy to hear that, because I was actually going to ask him this myself, if they were even thinking about this kind of thing, what it means to be earning more ETN. Because let's say you have, let's say you have really good, you're very experienced in digital skills. You don't own shoes, but you own a smartphone. You're really good at making a logo, maybe on your phone. You're fantastic. Now you're able to sell it. You're able to earn ETN. Now that you're earning all this ETN, it's seen as money. It has value. You talked about that, right? Now you can go to a shoe store that accepts ETN in your local, economy, basically, and say, hey, I want to buy a pair of shoes. I earn this money from the work that I've done on AnyTasks, and now I own shoes. So now I have shoes. I own a smartphone. I'm doing well. It was just funny. He didn't mention that. I'm talking about that because it's funny that almost the priority is like, well, we don't really need shoes, but smartphone is important. Well, that's really good, because the cloud miner and the ETN reward system isn't built for shoes. It's built for smartphones. So in other words, if more people have smartphones than shoes, then more people will be able to, or a lot of people are able to download the ETN app to earn ETN. It's just the concept. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's almost like funny that the unbanked, their priorities really are more towards like mobile, which is perfect because it fits with what ETN is doing. And he mentioned, this is the other thing, he mentioned pretty much similar, but he said, right now they might just have a smartphone, but then as they're earning, eventually they're going to be able to, save up, or they'll be making enough money. Now maybe they can buy a laptop, right? And now because they have a laptop, maybe now they can get something like Photoshop or whatever, and then enhance their skills even more, because it's difficult to do stuff on your phone. You can definitely do it. But to do like Photoshop or on your computer and you have the mouse or whatever, it's just so much, you can do so much more on it. So what does that mean? Now your skills are even better. So what does that mean? That means that you're probably going to get more sales, you're going to earn more money. And now it's like you start working your way up. It's almost like an internal, like self-promotion in a way, if you think about it. Because you went from a phone and you did well, now you got a laptop, or maybe you get a tablet and you can do better stuff on a tablet. Then you work your way to a laptop, and now you're doing really, much better because your skills are getting better. You're refining things. You're selling more. You're earning more. And now you don't really need to go higher than a laptop, but now you're making more money, and now it's helping you in your everyday life. So it's almost like you've been getting like these promotions, these self-promotions. And what's funny is Electroneum is what? The enablement currency. It's just it was a very good presentation that he did. Watch the whole thing if you haven't. But I really love some of the points that he had. I'm getting really excited for AnyTasks. You already know that. Task School. Sounds like Task School is going to be, well, actually, I was going to say it sounds like Task School is coming Q1 of 2020. Based on the email that we all got. That sounds right. It was said, I'm going to check as we're talking about it. I'm going to check Task School right now's their website, because I thought it mentioned that Task School is going to launch alongside AnyTasks. Maybe that has changed. It's coming in late 2019, being launched in association with. So maybe that doesn't mean, well, I don't know, we'll have to see. But they do definitely go hand in hand. It's gonna be a winning combo. I can already tell. They definitely know what they're saying. Like I said, it's a lot. The points are coming across a lot better because they've simplified things in ways that everyday people can understand, which is very good, especially in crypto. So let me know what you guys think about what we talked about here, what Richard Ells has said. Maybe I missed something in the entire presentation. Let me know. I will see you guys next week. Have an awesome week.